and go to enable live stream. And then we have the option to go live right here. So as soon as you press that, you should be going live on YouTube, and you should be able to see your stream under here now. And then you're going to have options like unlist live replay once stream ends. Make sure you have enabled monetization turned on. I believe you can also edit it. So if you want to change the tags, the title, descriptions, we can go to customize. If we want to go ahead and decide who can message us, participants, like subscribers and whatnot.
Yo, what's up, everybody? All right, I think we are live. Dang, I had so many issues today with Streamlabs. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Okay, here we go. All right, so today I'm gonna be going back on Khan Academy to stream some and highlight some of my math skills. I'm going to be starting off with like the super easy math modules, and then it's just going to get progressively harder. I've wanted to do this for a minute, and initially I wanted to do the reading modules because I just wanted to show some people what those units are like, but those take a very long time just because of the reading. I think these modules should be a lot faster, and these go back to kindergarten math skills, so I'm wondering how those will turn out. I'm sure that they'll be super easy to do, but I'm basically doing them so I could build up my points to reach that Maelstrom Badge that I talked about. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna switch to Khan Academy. Here's early reading. And thank you everybody who subscribed so far. I might. Oh, that's what that does. Okay, I'm learning slowly but surely what these what the commands do and whatnot. So yeah, today I also enabled chatbot with what do you call it, the Streamlabs well, I got on Streamlabs desktop, and Cloudbot, that's what it's called. I enabled Cloudbot today, so yeah, added some commands. I'm gonna edit one command because I see it's a little bit confirmed. There we go. Okay, so I want to see what this does to socials. Does that work too? Social. Hey, that's cool. All right. So I could add. Let's see. Socials command. That's awesome. I need to disable the freaking exclamation points, but yeah, here we go. Let's start with counting. And what I like about this is it shows you how many potential. Oh, well, I thought they showed how many points you can get, but yeah. And apparently, I have some of these already mastered. I don't know how. Maybe it's when I took my calculus course. But yeah, calculus is down the line. I'm gonna start. Oh, you gotta watch the videos too.
Put 7 squirrels in the box. All right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squirrels. I've put 7 squirrels in the box. Let's keep going. This is lots of fun. Put 4 squirrels in the box. That's easier than putting 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just click on the squirrel and then drag it into the box. All right. Hopefully you see who I am. Oh, here we go. Horses. Put 9 horses in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 horses. It's a lot of fun.
Wow, this is. Whoa! I got 850 energy just for watching that. Yo, I'm gonna keep going.
How do we count the flowers? So this first choice, they go 1, 2, 3, and then they don't count this one, and then they skip it, and they go 4, 5, 6, and then they skip this one again, and then they say 7, 8. That's not how you count flowers. You would say this is 4, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this first choice is not right. Now the second one looks better. 1, 2, 3, 4. They didn't skip this one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That one looks good, so I'll click right over here and check my answer. How do we count the mice? Let's see. 1, 2. This isn't the third mouse. This is the second mouse. This is crazy. This isn't right. All right, this one over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is right. Up here they skipped the number 2. This should be the second mouse, not the third mouse. All right, let's keep going. Type the missing numbers. It says count the ladybugs. Type the missing numbers in the boxes. All right, this is ladybug number 1, 2. Then let me type 3. Then let me type 4. It's a lot of fun. Count the flowers. Type the missing numbers in the boxes. This is flower number 1, flower number 2. So type that right in there. Check it. Let me do one more. How do we count the flowers? So we saw one like this a few questions ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That one looks good. This one, just like the last time, they skipped. Actually, they skipped the same ones. This isn't the right way to do it, so we select this one right here. And then we're done.
Dang, 754 energy. It's crazy how these are the same energy values as my like 3rd and 4th grade reading, and those are introducing some really, well, not really complex, but more advanced concepts. Oh, okay. Let's go. Put 2 acorns in the box. Easy. Put 5 pieces of cheese in the box. Easy. Hope I don't make a mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, there we go. Level 2. Dang, that was really loud. 1 second. I'm gonna switch audio real quick. There you go. Alright, cool. Oh, there's 2. Okay. Count in order. Let's go 5, 9. Next question. How do we count the ponies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 6. I have to double check. 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 4, 6. Easy. Okay. Dang, I got 625 from that. Leave us chicks about having chicks. One chick ran away. How many left? 14. Am I fucking tripping? Wait. What the fuck? Wait. 5, 10, 14. What the heck? What is this? Yo, this is not right. Yeah. I'm not tripping, am I? I know how to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Chicks. Wait. How many chicks are left? Choose one answer. It's not 8. It's not 16. It's not 13. What? Oh, I thought the one chick ran away from here. I'm like, oh, okay. Damn. Okay. I thought the one chick ran away from here. Damn. Okay, Spot had 11 bones. He ate 1. How many bones are left? Damn, who eats bones? There's 10 left. 1 swam away. 11. Okay, so 71 ran away. 16. He found 1 more ladybug. So there's 9 right there. So there's 10. 15. Dang, which one's 15? That's 12. It's 14. This is 15. 16. 1 rolled away. 15. Alright. Grilled 2 hot dogs. You grilled 1 more hot dog. Okay. Cool. 625 for that. Dang, I'm gonna farm this so. I'm gonna do. What number is next? 14. Oops. 6, 11. Oh shit. God damn it. I can't fucking count. Shit, where'd my windows go? Damn, I cannot. How the fuck did I get that wrong? Hold on. Shit, where's this window? Damn, where did this window go? There it is. 7. God damn it. I'm doing this too fast. 11. 12, 13, 14, 16. 20. How come I can't just hit? 8, 12. I gotta screenshot this shit. How do I get that wrong? Alright, thank God for the bonus question. There we go. Alright.
The goal of this video is to essentially write down all the numbers in order from 0 to 100, but I'm going to do it in an interesting way, in a way that maybe will allow us to see some patterns in the numbers themselves. So let me just start. So I'm going to start at 0, 1,
I don't
2,
think I need to watch
3,
this.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Instead, we know, of course, that the next number is 10, which I could write down, but instead of doing that, I'm just going to copy and paste all of this. So copy and paste all of that, and see what this does for us. So if I do that, how does that help us? Well, we know the next number is 10, which one way to think about it is, it's a 1 followed by a 0. What's the number after that? Well, it's 11, which is a 1 followed by a 1. What's the number after that? Well, it's 12, which is a 1 followed by a 2. And then 13, 14, 15, 16,
Yeah, in kindergarten, I did not have copy and paste,
17,
but this is cool.
18, and 19. Well, that was pretty neat. This next row of numbers, as I went from 10 to 19, looked just like the first ones. So the second number is the same in yellow, but then I added a purple 1 to the front of it. And one way to think about it is, each of these numbers, the purple 1 that I added, that represents 10. So 11 could be viewed as 10 plus 1. 12 could be viewed as 10 plus 2. But let's see if this keeps working. So let's take another row of numbers. So let's take another row, my original row. And what do I get to after 19?
I like watching these, actually. Even though, like, yeah, I know how to freaking count. But I like watching these because I'm like, okay, how would I actually teach counting to a kindergartner? Would I actually, like, say, okay, this is 11, this is 12. This is really interesting to watch because, like, kindergarten was a long time ago for me. But I remember a lot of it, and maybe I'll make a video about my kindergarten experience. But, yeah, this is a really cool way to teach how to count.
Well, of course, after 19, we get to 20. So 20, 20, and then 21, 22, 23, 24.
I'll be right back. I got, oh, mission what? Nah.
25, 26, 27, 28,
I was about to get up for some food and water, but I have water right here.
29. I think you might start to see the pattern here. What are we going to do for the next row? Well, now we're in the 30s. So the first number, 30, is 30 plus 0, 30 plus 1, 30 plus 2, 30 plus 3, which is 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. So just doing that, I think you already see the pattern. The number on the right, we keep going from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the number on the left, if we're in the 10, if we're between 10 and 19, you always have a 1. If you're between 20 and 29, you always have a 2. If you're between 30 and 39, you always have a 3. Now, how can I complete this, going all the way to 99 pretty fast? Well, let's just do that. So that's going to be my 40s. I haven't written it out yet. And that's going to be my 50s. This is going to be my 60s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 80s, and then I have my 90s right over here. And so this one, we already said this is going to be my 40s. This is going to be my 50s. This is going to be, I'm trying to make sure I use all my colors, my 60s. This is going to be my 70s, and then I have my 80s, and then of course I have my let me do a color, I'll use the magenta. I have my 90s. So what if I were to just take this? So let me just take this right over here and copy and paste that. So copy.
Dang. Copy and paste coming in clutch.
And then let me paste it. So now I have 41, 51, 61, 71, 81, and 91. Now I can do it over here. 42, 52, 62, 72, 82, and 92. And I can do it for each of these now. So that's now 44, 54, 64, 74, 84, 94. And so when I do that, we see the full pattern. We see the full pattern, and I'm almost done. I'm almost done filling in my numbers from 0 to 99, 49, 59, 69, 79, 89, 99. And if we just want to feel good, we could throw in 100 right over there. And you see that the pattern still holds. We went from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now we got to 10 followed by a 0. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, that is pretty neat, actually. I'm going to turn up the desktop audio. That was cool. I got 850 from the... Dang, that's a lot of energy points. Okay, let's see.
What is the missing number?
106.
100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106 is the missing number. And then we go 107, 108, 109, 110. So the missing number is 106. That's the number after 105 and before 107. Let's keep going. What is the missing number?
101.
Well, if I start at 100, the next number is going to be 101. And then we go to 102, 103, 104, and we go, keep going. This is exciting. What whole number comes right before 105? Well, what whole number comes right before 5? Well, 4. So what number comes right before 105? Well, it's going to be 104. If you're counting after 100, you get 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, and then you go to 105. All right, so they want us to figure out what the missing number is. And we see that they're counting 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10, and then here they're going from 11 to 20. They're counting all the
Yeah, I like it. I like how they utilize the number grid so people can understand patterns. That's actually really smart.
way up to 120. but there's a missing square here. So this is the number that is one larger than 118 and one less than 120. Well, if I was counting, I'd go 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, and then 120.
Oh, yes, I did enable 1.5 speed.
19 is before 20, so 119 is going to be before 120. And 19 is after 18, so the number after 118 is going to be 119. Let's check our answer. Let's do one more of these. Well, we've done these a lot already. What number is missing? Right after 7 comes 8, so right after 107 comes 108, and then 109, and 110.
744. Jesus. 47. Next question. I can't just tab. 89. No. I can't just type it in there. Whatever. 51. 35. I'm just looking at the number before. 48. 84. 72. Missing number A is 99. Oh, wait. Oh, after. I can't fucking read. Damn shit. Level 4, son.
So we are told, let's count by tens. And we go 10, 20, blank, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. What number did we miss? Pause the video. What
30.
number did we miss right over here?
30.
Well, if we're counting by tens, we would go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So we're missing 30. So which choice right over here has 30? Well, if we scroll down a little bit, we see right there. That is our choice. Let's do another example. So here, we are asked, which 10 frames show 20? And a 10 frame is just a fancy word for one of these blocks over these frames that have 10 objects in it. You can see it right over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So which of these 10 frames show 20?
A.
Well, 20 is two groups of 10. So this is 10 and then 20. So that's 20 right over there. Choice B is 10, 20, 30, 40. Choice C is 10, 20, 30. So we can feel good about choice A. Here we're told drag the 10 frames into the box to make 40. So let's see. Here this is 10 right over there. Then we get another 10 gets us to 20. Then another 10 gets us to 30. And then finally another 10 gets us to 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. We're done.
Cool. Oh. Wait, how much? Oh, I just want to see how much energy I got from that one. What number did we miss? 60. What amount? 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 70. 30. 30. 40 circles. 50. Quiz 1, let's go. Right before 109. This is 13, 17. Yeah. I got the bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Missing number. 7. Shows 20. And had the apples shown below. Just a straight one. How many apples are left? This is 14, 20. Oh no. 14, 19, 18. Let's go. Man, what? Oh, come on. 285. Ooh, this is a cool image. Save this image. Quiz illustration. Save this in my assets folder. That's cool.
How many people do you see in this picture?
6.
See, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in this picture. So I'm going to choose 6. This is fun. Let me keep going. How many wheels do I see in the picture?
8.
1, 2, 3, 4,
16.
5, 6, 7, 8. want to scroll down and make sure I don't miss these over here. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 wheels. There's 16 wheels. These 4 cars have 16 wheels. So 16 wheels. Let's keep going. How many people are in the boat? I see 1, 2, and 3. There's the guy rowing it. There's, I guess, the mother, and then there's the baby. There's 3 people in this boat. 3 people in the boat. This is too much fun. How many faces do I see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 faces. Keep going. How many bottles do I see? 1, 2, 3, 4 bottles. And we're done.
Oh, that's cool. Someone was learning these since they have English as a second language. How many of this do I see? What if you're blind? Then you can't use this. So in a sort of sense, this is kind of pointless for a little bit of people because you can only use this if you can see. Dang. That'd be interesting if they made a visually impaired version of Khan Academy. I think that would be really, really innovative. Okay, 850 from watching that 2-minute video. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. How many egg? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 7, 10, 12. How many men are playing ball? I guess 4 of them are. How many pairs are there? How many bottles do you see? How many people do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4. If there's a sneaky one, I'm gonna be mad. How many cars do you see? 4. How many feet does the tiger have? 4. 625.
Which box has 12 whales? All right,
Not
so
that
this
one.
green box here, let's see, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
It's 14.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, that's not 12 whales. This one right over here, you see, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whales, so that's not 12. So it's got to be this one, but let's just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, this one has 12 whales in it. Let's check our answer. Let's do a few more of these. How many sheep are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
17.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 sheep. There are 17 sheep. Let's do one more. How many flowers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 flowers.
Alright, I was just checking the stream. Okay, 850. I think they should scale this stuff because that's a lot of energy. That is a lot of energy for this. Some questions. How many monkeys are there? 15. There's multiplication up in this. 13. That's a cool looking shark. Which box is 4 ladybugs? How many chicks are there? Oh, 18. Which seals are there? 3. Which box is 15 turtles? How many squirrels are there? 12 plus 17. No, 12 plus 5 is 17. Yeah. Easy. Video.
How many dogs do you see? And I have the dogs down here, and we just
8.
need to count them. So if I'm starting with this dog, and I want to make sure that I don't count him again, so I'm going to remember, I'm starting with this top dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 8 dogs. You might be tempted to go 9, but I already counted this dog. So there's only 8 dogs. So I see 8 dogs. So let's check our answer. Got it right. How many mice do you see? Same
7.
thing. I like to start with the top mouse. But we have to remember, if I'm going to start counting with the top mouse, I don't want to keep counting the top mouse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, you might be tempted to go 8, but we already counted this top mouse. So there's only 7 mice here. 7 mice. You gotta be careful not to keep going in circles and counting the mice over and over and over again. You only want to count each of the mice once. Let's do another one. This is too much fun. How many cookies do you see? All right, they're all jumbled up here. And we just have to be careful not to count a cookie twice. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 cookies. I see 9 cookies. How many mice are there? Okay, now here there are a lot of mice. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
19.
17, 18, 19 mice. There are 19 mice there. That's a lot of mice.
Alright, let's go. How many sharks do I see? Oh, okay, that's cool. I like how they're starting to differentiate, like identifying stuff. That's cool. 6. How many ladybugs do you see? 8. This is 9. How many pigs do I see? 1, 2, 3. How many cookies do I see? 9, 8. Apples, 5. Dang, I'm getting up like crazy.
Gavin has these horses. Is the number of horses in each picture below more than, less than, or same as the number of horses Gavin has? So let's first look at how many horses Gavin has. He has 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4, 5, 6 horses.
Inequality,
Okay,
that's cool.
Let's compare each of these amounts of horses to the 6 horses that Gavin has. So let's look over here. Over here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses. So this is the same number that Gavin has. They're just arranged differently. So this is the same. We'll put it in the same as bucket. Now, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses. So this is less than the 6 horses that Gavin has. 5 is less than 6. Here, and I can just look at
Is
this.
this their old
UI?
UI?
Count them. We have 1,
That's
2,
cool.
3, 4,
That's
5,
interesting.
and then another 5. That's going to be 10. Or we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, 10 is more than 6. 10 is more
Yes,
than 6. So we'll put it in the
definitely.
more than bucket. Now here we have 4 and 4. Well, that's going to be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So again, that is more than the 6 up here. So that's more than 6. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 horses. Well, 4 is less than 6. So I will put that in the less than bucket, just like that. And let's check our answer to see how we did. We got it right.
Sound effects are still the same. 728. Let's go. Which field has more ponies? 8, 8. Yeah, 8. Yeah, 8. Who has fewer ladybugs? Lena. Get your shit together, Lena. Start getting those ladybugs. Are there fewer pigs than horses? Fewer pigs or horses? Fewer horses. Which basket has fewer eggs? There's 7 right there. This is 6. Who picked fewer flowers? Wes. Are there fewer acorns or squirrels? Acorns. Which cage has more mice? There's 7 in that one. There's more. Wait. More mice. I'm gonna count. Just did it by feel.
Which numbers are greater than 6? Select all that apply. So we see 6 here on the number line. So the numbers that are greater than 6 are going to be the ones that are to the right of 6 on the number line. We see that we're increasing beyond 6 as we go to the right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 7 is greater than 6, 8 is greater than 6, 9 is greater than 6, and 10 is greater than 6. And we could keep going. 11 is greater than 6, and 12, and on and on and on. So which of these are greater than 6? Well, we see 10 is to the right, is on the right-hand side of 6. 8 is also to the right of 6, but 4 is to the left of 6. 4 is less than 6. So these are the two numbers that are greater than, the two choices that are greater than 6. Which numbers are less than 6? Well, that's all of these numbers right over here, the numbers to the left of 6. So 9 is definitely not less than 6, but 4 is. Notice, 4 is to the left of 6, and 3 is even more to the left of 6. So 4 and 3 are definitely less than 6. And in everyday life, when you're thinking of, well, if you have 4 things or you have 3 things, you have less than someone who has 6 things. And in everyday life, if you have 10 bananas, you have a greater number of bananas than someone who has 6 bananas.
850. Oh my gosh. Just never ceases to amaze me how much energy these videos can give. Number 8 is greater than 3. Which number is greater? Number 3 is less than 6. Which number is less? Number 6 is less than 10. Which number is less? Easy.
We count the most stars, numbers, or letters. So
Stars.
let's see this. Let's count each of these. So if we look at the number of stars, so
It's
we
getting
have
trickier now.
1, 2, 3 stars.
It ain't no joke.
How many
It's time to differentiate things.
numbers do we have? We have 1, 2 numbers. 2 numbers. How many letters do we have? We have 1, 2 letters. So what do we have the most of? We have the most stars. 3 stars, only 2 numbers and 2 letters. We have the most number of stars.
There you go. Category. We count the fewest carrots. There are fewer hearts. We count the most. Oh shit. Actually, I have to count. It's 4. It's 2 triangles. 3 the most squares. Dang, they're making me work now. There are more animals, foods. We count the fewest. Red shapes. Ooh, I like how they have the category video right underneath. There are more bugs or birds. Bug, bug, bug. 3, 4, I guess that's a bug. It looked like a peacock for a second. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. More bugs. We count the most mice. Alright, quiz time. We got this. We got this. This is easy. This is too easy. Alright, let's go. 7 is greater than 5. There are fewer squares. How many chicks do I see? 5. Yeah, 5. Make sure to scroll down. 9. Emma saw. Who saw more elephants? Emma. How many people in the boat? 3. Unit test. Here we go. Here we go. Missing number is 119. I almost typed the wrong number. School Maratog 3. 5 foxes. How many kids do you see? What? How many pieces of fruit do you see? 5? 4 would have been a good distractor. What is missing? Ah, shit! That's almost 69. We count the fewest. Two rectangles. 1, 2 rectangles, 3 triangles. Okay. Okay, that had to make me work. 19. 3 and 6. More chicks or turtles. Let's count by 10s. 80. Ooh. Come on. Yes, sir. Unit 2. How long have I been streaming for? .68 kilobytes per second. Okay, I'll remember that for next time. I just got a warning for my stream on YouTube, so just gotta be careful. Okay, it says good connection. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's because I have so many dang freaking windows open. Addition. Here we go.
Let's think about what it means to add numbers. So let's start with 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1.
Let's see what the comments
What
say.
is this going to be equal to? One way to think about this is we have one thing, and that thing will be a purple circle. So let me put that here. So that's this one thing. I'm just going to represent it with a purple circle. And I'm going to add another one thing. And since this is in blue, I'll make that other circle. I'll make that in blue as well. So let me put that right over here. So 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1. How many total circles do I now have?
Cool.
Well, I now have 2 circles. I now have 2 circles. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Okay, you're saying, all right, Sal, that makes sense. Let's do this with larger numbers. So let's say we want to know what equals, and I'll put a question mark over here. So question mark, what equals, so something is equal to, let's say 2 plus 3. Something is equal to 2 plus 3. What is this something going to be? And I encourage you to pause the video and think about it on your own. Well, you could do this as I have 2 objects, and then I'm going to add another 3 objects. How many total objects would I have? So you have your 2 objects, which I'll use purple circles again. So so we have 1 and 2 purple circles. This is the 2 right over here. And then to that, we're going to add 3 more circles. And I'll represent those in blue because we wrote the 3 here in blue. So that is 1, 2, and 3. So how many total circles do we now have? Well, we could count them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles. So 2 plus
Easy.
3, 2 things plus another 3 things are 5 things. So our question mark right over here is equal to 5. So instead of writing the question mark right over here, let me clear that out. I could say 5 is equal to. I could write down that 5 is equal to 2 plus 3.
Why does he keep tracing over the number? I mean, this is a good video. Like, don't get me wrong, but can't they just like, if they're using a Wacom, I think they could just press harder on it. Can they not? Or they can make the brush a little thicker. 5. I think I can hit enter. 3, 4, 5. Come on. 4, 5. What is this? Making 5. Subtract within 5. Okay. Wait, I want to watch this. Intro to subtraction.
Let's explore what it means to subtract numbers. So let's say that I want to figure out what 4 minus 3 is. 4 minus 3. So one way to think about this is you start with 4 objects. And so let me just draw 4 objects. So there I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so this is the 4 objects right over here. And when I say minus 3, or if I'm going to subtract 3 from the 4, one way to think about it is I'm going to take 3 of these 4 objects away. So let's do that. So I'm going to take away 1, I'm going to take away 2, and I'm going to take away 3. Notice, I took away 1, 2, 3 objects. So how many do I have left over?
1.
Well, if I start with 4 and I take away 3, I subtract 3, 4 minus 3, I am left with 1 object right over here. So 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. Fascinating. Let's do another one of these. Let's figure out what 5 minus 2 is. And let's write it this way. Let's say we want to figure out something, some question mark. Actually, let me just clear this out. So I'll just do it right over here, actually. So let's say we have some question mark. So there's some
Make up your
unknown
mind,
number right
Sal.
over here. So let's put a question mark over here. And we say that unknown number is equal to 5 minus 2. So what is this going to be? Well, let's visualize it. This means I have 5 things, and I'm going to take away 2 of them, and this is going to be what I have left over after I start with 5 and take away 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and now I am going to take away 2 of them. So I'm going to take away 1 and 2. So I took away 1, 2 objects. So how many do I have left over? Well, I have left over these, let me just in a different color. I have left over these purple things right over here. So how many is that? How many do I have left over? Well, I have left over
Triple.
2, 3
Got triple
of my
left
original
over.
5. So something is equal to 5 minus 2. That something is 3. 3 is equal to 5 minus 2. So let me just replace this with a 3. So we see that 3, excuse me, the 3 in the same color as this green. So we see that 3 is equal to 5 minus 2, or we could say that 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. Either way.
Yo, is there a Khan Academy in Spanish? I'd love to take these classes, but in Spanish, actually. That'd be pretty dope. Okay, let's go 4, 2, 1, 3, 2. 4 minus 3 is 1. Yes, sir. Making 5.
What I want to do in this video is think about the different ways to make 5. So what do I mean about that? So right over here we have 3 plus something. So there's some unknown number right over here. 3 plus something is going to be equal to 5. And in the diagram we have 3 circles.
Very.
3. And then we have 5 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Very beginner algebra right here.
Fill up all the 5 boxes. We've clearly already filled 3. Well, let's think about it. We just have to add 1 and 2 circles. Now we have a total of 5. 3 blue ones and 2 of this purple color, or I guess this pink color. So we see that 3 plus 2.
I almost give myself a heart attack. I'm like, am I recording this? And yeah, I definitely am.
3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So that mystery number here, that blank, is 2. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. Now over here we have 2 plus some mystery number
Triple.
is equal to 5 again. And
2
once
plus
again, we have
triple.
5 spaces, and 2 of them are filled in with these kind of purple pink stars. So how many more do we have to fill in order to fill in all 5 boxes? 2 plus what is equal to 5? And I encourage you to pause the video and think about it. So I'm assuming you've had a go at it. So let's think about how many more of these boxes we need to fill in order to fill in all 5 of them. So we need to fill in 1, 2, and 3 of the boxes in order to fill out all 5. Now we have 5 stars. We have 2 of the pink ones, and we have 3 of the blue ones. So we
Well, I know I have to watch this in the platform. It's 10 years old. Okay.
can say that 2 plus
10-year-old
3, the mystery
video.
number here,
Still good. This
3.
is a
2
really
plus
good
3
video.
is equal to 5. Let's do a few more of these. So here,
Yo,
I have
he
4
came
plus
prepared.
some mystery number is equal to 5. And I filled out 4 of the 5 boxes. How many more do I need to fill in order to have 5 things, in order to have all 5 boxes filled out? Well, we see very clearly here that there's exactly 1 box that we need to fill in, or 1 box that we need to add to the other 4. So we see that 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. Now let's go the other way. We have the 5 boxes. Only 1 of them is filled in. How many more of these smiley faces do we need to add in order to fill in all the boxes? Or another way of thinking about it, we have 1. How many more do we need to add to 1 to get to 5? And like always, I encourage you to pause the video and think about it on your own. Well, let's see.
Quad.
1, we can add 2, we can add 3, and 4 yellow smiley faces.
Yes,
So we
sir.
can say 1, we have 1 white smiley face, plus 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow smiley faces is equal to 5. And you see a pattern here. Let's start at the beginning. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, and 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. When you had 3 filled in, you needed 2 more to get to 5. When you had 2 filled in, you needed 3 more to get to 5. Notice 3 plus 2, 2 plus 3. Same thing over here. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. 1 plus 4.
Associative property. I think so. Hold on. Here we go. I think this is it. Oh. Kinda. Alright. Let's go. So it's 3. 1. 3. 4. 4. What's next? 135. Okay, it still give me energy. That's cool. I should stop cursing. I should really stop cursing. Okay. You can make 8. Oh, whoa. Oh, check all that up. Damn it. Okay. 5 is 2. 1. 5. Oh, shoot. Shoot. 1, 3, 2. Oops. 5. 1. Check all that apply. Oh, 4. 6 apples, 3 and 4. Okay, guys, take it. Use the number pad. 2, 6, 1. Wait. Yeah, start up. Yeah, I messed something up. Oh my god. Okay, 5, 3. How did I mess that up? Oh. Dude, oh my god, I'm reading these too fast. 7. 6, 1, 2, 3. 5 and 3. All that I play. It's only 1, 2, 3. God. 2, 5. Okay, good. Alright, quiz time. Alright, I better not get a single one. I'm gonna do this really slow. Just kidding. 8 elephants. That's 4. And then this is 6. 5. 4, 2, 1, 1. Man. Not tested. All right, lesson 3. Let's go.
We have 3 plus blank is equal to 10. So pause the video and try to figure out what the blank is. What do I have
Just
to
double
add
the
3
speed.
to get to 10? So you've had a go at it. Now let's see if we can do this together. So over here, I have 3 of these I guess you could say these purple pinkish circles, and I have 10 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So one way to think about it is, how many more circles do I need to add to fill up all of the boxes? Well, let's just count that together. I need to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to fill up all 10 boxes.
He has a thicker brush. He should just use that the whole time. Why is he not using it?
So 3 plus what is equal to 10? Well, 3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is equal to 10.
Why is he
One more.
using the fine point?
So now I have
Sal, what are you
6
doing?
plus blank is equal to 10. So again, try to pause the video and see if you can figure out what the blank is. What do I need to add to 6 to get to 10? Let's do it together. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles. We have 10 boxes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we just have to think about how many more circles do we need to fill up all the boxes to get to 10? Because we already have 6 filled in. Well, we need 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to 10. So let's just fill that in. 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. Or we could say even that 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. Either way.
Exercise time. Oh, I didn't finish the freaking video. Okay, I did. Like, oh, I better get my energy. I need my energy. 2, 1, 8, 4, 5, 3, 7. There we go. Now what?
We've got 3 bananas here. 1, 2, 3. So I'm starting with 3 bananas. And I want to add some number of bananas so that
How
I
many
end up with
pieces is
10
that?
bananas. So this is what I'm starting with. I'm starting with 3. And I want to end up with 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what do I have to add to the 3 to get to 10? And I encourage you to pause this video and try this out on your own.
How does
let's
this
work
have
through
13 dislikes?
So let's just start adding bananas. So that's 3. So now let me add a 4th. That'd be my 4th banana. 5 bananas. 6 bananas. 7 bananas. 8 bananas. 9 bananas. And 10 bananas. So how many bananas did I add? So now I added some number of bananas here. So in total I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how many did I have to add to the 3 in order to get to the total of 10, in order to get this 10 right over here?
Now
So
there's
count
20
this.
bananas
This is
on
1,
the screen.
This is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I added 7 bananas.
Okay.
I added 7 bananas to the original 3 bananas to get to 10. So 3 plus 7 is equal to 10. And you can see that what we have on this left side is indeed equal to what we have on the right side. On the left side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bananas. And on the right-hand side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they are indeed equal.
There you go. I'm afraid to look at the comments and like questions now, actually. I'm like, actually, I'm like, people just made some snide comments sometimes. So 7, 2, 9, 8, 5. Gotta just hit enter now. Alright, easy. Salads, fruits, and subtracts fruits. His examples 5 plus 3 and 5 minus 3. Yeah, that's one way to think about it too.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blueberries here. So we have 5 blueberries. And we have 1, 2, 3 cherries.
Yes,
3
sir.
cherries. Now, if I wanted to figure out the total number of fruit that I have here, I could say the total number of pieces of fruit. What should I do? Should I add 5 plus 3? So should I add 5 plus 3? Or should I subtract? Should I do 5 minus 3 to get the total number of fruit that I have? And I encourage you to pause the video now and try to think about it on your own.
Should add.
Well, if I want the total number of fruit, I'm starting with 5 blueberries, and now I have 3 more. I'm going to add 3. I'm going to get a larger number of fruit. I start with 5. I'm going to have 3 more. So I am going to add 3. And so how many blueberries do I have? Well, what's 5 plus 3? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of fruit. 8 pieces of fruit. Now, what would 5 minus 3 have meant? What would 5 minus 3? 5 minus 3. What would that mean? Well, you could imagine starting off with 5 pieces of fruit. Let me copy and paste that. Copy and paste that. So if you start with 5 pieces of fruit, and now if you're subtracting 3, this means taking away 3 of your fruit. So take away 1, take away 2, and take away 3. So how many are you left with? Well, you're just left with these, 1, 2, right over here. So 5 minus 3 is 2. So if someone says, hey, I have 5 blueberries, and I have 3 more cherries, how many pieces of fruit? Well, now I'm going to be adding. But if someone says I have 5 blueberries, and then I ate 3 of them, how many do I have left? Well, then you have 2 left.
Yeah.
So we're given 4 different equations here,
Yes,
and each of them
sir.
have a blank, and we need to fill in that blank with a missing number. So let's do each of these. So on the left-hand side of this equation, we have 1 plus 4, and that is equal to, so 1 plus 4 is the same thing as, well, 1 plus 4 is 5. If we take 4, and if you add 1 more, you're going to have 5. So now we finish that one, because 1 plus 4 is the same thing as 5.
Yep.
Now here we're saying 4 plus something is the same thing as 5. Well, we just
1.
figured out that 1 plus 4, or 4 plus 1, is the same thing as 5. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So notice there we have the equation. 4 plus 1 is the same thing as 5. Equals means that what's on the left is the same thing as what you have on the right. Now we have blank plus 2 is equal to 5. So what plus
Triple.
2 is the same thing as 5? Well, 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, or 5 is equal to 3 plus 2. Now you go here. Well, now they have 3 plus blank is equal to 5. Well, we already figured it out because 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So we could write 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. Then we could check ourselves, and then we could keep going. So now we have some subtraction. So what's the same thing as 9 minus 3? So if I have 9 things, and if I were to take away 3 of them, I'm going to have 6 left. 9 minus 3 is the same thing as 6. 10 minus blank is equal to 6. So what do I have to take away from 10 in order to have 6 left over?
Quad.
Well, if I take 4 away from 10, I'm going to have 6 left over. Now, something minus 1 is the same thing as 6. Well, 7 minus 1 is going to be equal to 6. And then we get 8 minus blank is equal to 6. So how many do I have to take away from 8 in order to get to 6? Well, if I take away 1, I'm going to get 7. If I take away 2, I'm going to have 6. So 8 minus 2 is equal to 6.
Dang, another 850. All right, let's do this. 9, 7, 9, 5, 7, 8, 8. Oops, not 88. Subtract. Within 10. Let's go. 4 of them. Actually, technically, none of them have common. Let's go. Man, I want my mastery. Come on, man.
I have 2 green balls and 3 purple balls. So how many balls do I have altogether? Well, it's going to be 2 green balls plus 3 purple balls is going to be 5 balls altogether. And you see that right over there. There's 5 balls altogether. We can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what if we did something a little different? Let's start with the 5 balls. So we're going to start with the 5 balls. And you can count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now let's take away 2. Let's subtract 2 of these balls. So let's take away 1 and 2. Well, then what are we left with? Well, then we are left with 1, 2, 3 balls. We're left with 3 balls. And you might already see a pattern here. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. But if you start with 5 and you take away 2, you're going to be left with 3. Look at how this is arranged and look at how this is arranged. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. But 5 minus 2 is 3. 5 minus 2 is 3. And it works the other way around. If I start with 5, and if I were to take away 3, so if I subtract 1, 2, 3, what am I left with? Well, I'm left with 1, 2. I am left with 2. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. We see that there, which is another way of saying that 5 minus 2 is 3, or 5 minus 3 is 2. Take a look at this for a little bit. This is a really, really important pattern, or a really important idea to understand in math. If you add 2 numbers and you get, say, if you add, say, 2 and a 3, or you add 2 numbers and you get another number, well, if you take that number and you subtract one of these, you're going to get the other number.
I like that. I like showing patterns. I think that's really cool what they're doing. That's kind of how I think sometimes, but I know not everybody may think about it, but I could see how this could benefit some people. It's a relationship, yes. All right, here we go. 3. Oops. 2 plus 2 is not 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. 6 because 6 is 2. It's 4. 2. get it. I get it. Yeah.
3 flowers bloomed yesterday, and they draw the flowers. 1, 2, 3. 6 more bloomed today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many flowers bloomed? Well, 3 yesterday, 6 more today. So you're going to have the 3 from yesterday plus the 6 more today. Well, what's 3 plus 6 equal to? Well, 3 plus 6 is the same thing as 6 plus 3, and that's going to be 9. 6 plus 1 is 7. 6 plus 2 is 8. 6 plus 3.
I can't wait till we get to like 20s. Every time he says, what's 9 plus 10? Or what's 10 plus 9? I'm going to say 21.
3 is 9. And it's good to know, just in your head, 6 plus 3 is 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. Or you could even count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do another one. There were 2 sharks. 1, 2. 3 more sharks came. 1, 2, 3. How many sharks are there now? Well, there's the 2 that were there before, plus the 3 that came. So there's now 2 plus 3 sharks. Well, what is 2 plus 3? Well, 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. And you can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do one more. A squirrel picked up 7 acorns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She picked up 1 more acorn. Find out how many acorns she picked up. Well, she picked up the 7 plus 1 acorn. So it's going to be 7 plus 1 acorns, and that is equal to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got it right.
I wonder why I get less than 850 for those types of videos. It's interesting. I should talk a little closer to the microphone. There we go. That's better. And I can see the keyboard better now, too. All right. And you guys can hear me breathe as well. Let's go. How many melting? 3 plus 4. 9. 4 and 2. 7. Oh shit. How the hell did I say that? Oops. There you go. Carol said 5 horses, 2 of them ran away. 5 minus 2. 2. Oh, I need to watch the freaking video.
There were 10 sharks at the reef. And we see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sharks, just like they told us. 2 sharks swam away. I was going to say ran away. They swam away. How many sharks are left? So let's think about it. There were 10 sharks at the reef, and 2 of them swam away. So how many sharks are left? How many sharks are left? Well, what's 10 minus 2 going to be equal to? Well, we could look up here. If we had 10 pictures of sharks, and we were to take away 1 and then 2, how many are going to be left? Well, we see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 10 minus 2, 10 taking away 2 sharks, the 2 sharks that swam away, is going to be equal to 8.
Okay, here we go. 2 minus 3. This rabbit ate 5 flowers. 3. Wait. I thought this said 5. Jesus. Simming. 7 minus 4. I don't know why I was second guessing that one. It's 2 because 2 plus 2 is 4. So to rest 3. It's more of a reading exercise. 4. Alright, unit test. Here we go. 6, 4, 3. Just did this one. Mail train 8, train more. So 4. This one. Those are bad distractors. Jeez. Straight through. 6 minus 3. 10. These are like free points. Let's see. Unit 3.
Let's
Alright.
count together from 0 to 19.
Get into the big
So
boy
0,
numbers.
1,
Well,
2,
not
3,
quite.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now we go to the 2-digit numbers. And then we go to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Now, why did I do this? Well, the whole point of this is to see a pattern here, especially in these 2-digit numbers. What do we see is true about all of these numbers that are, you could think of them, they're being in their teens. Well, they all, you might see, have a 1 as their first digit. And that 1 is sitting in what we'll call the tens place. It literally says that each of these numbers, that 1 represents a 10. What do I mean by that? Well, if we go up to 10 over here, this is telling us that this 1 represents 10, and then this 0 represents 0 ones. So 10 is 10 plus 0. You say, oh, well, what's the big deal? We already knew that any number plus 0 is that number again. But I think you'll see the pattern as we go into these other numbers. So 11 is equal to, so this 1, the yellow 1 represents 10, and then this pink 1 represents 1. And then 12. 12, this yellow 1 represents 10, and then this pink 2 represents 2. Or you could think of it as this yellow 1 says this is 110, so we have a 10.
I'm going to take a break real quick. I just want to get something to eat. I'll be right back. So I got a new air fryer today, and it's pretty dang good. Air fried some breakfast sausage and have some rice with sriracha and furikake. Got that air fryer I got. It's powerful. All right.
Right over there, and this is 2 ones, and you have 2 right over there. And we can keep going. I think you see the pattern. 13 is 10 plus 3. 13 is 10 plus 3. 14 is equal to 10 plus 4. Plus 4. 15 is equal to 10 plus 5. And I encourage you to pause the video now and try to finish the rest. Try to write 16, 17, 18, and 19 as 10 plus some other number, and really just make sure that you understand the pattern that's happening. So let's do that. So 16, so I can even write them all like this. They're all going to be 10, 10 plus something. So 16 is 10 plus 6, 17 is 10 plus 7, 18 is 10 plus 8, and 19 is 10 plus 9. And when you write it out like this, it becomes pretty clear that this 1 in each of these numbers represents 10, and then the digit on the right, that just represents that many ones. Let's say that you're throwing a party, and as we all know, any party needs a sufficient number of monkeys. Right now you have 10 monkeys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But you would like to have 18 monkeys. So how many more monkeys?
Some scary looking monkeys right there. And yes, I am muting the mic because I don't want to subject you guys to the sound of me chewing.
Monkeys do you need in order to have 18 monkeys? And I encourage you to pause the video and think about it on your own before I work through it. So remember, the goal here is to get to, the goal here is to get to 18 monkeys. Now what do we know about the number 18? Well, the number 18, you have this 1 right over here in the tens place, so that literally represents 1, 10, and then this 8 represents 8 ones. So plus 8 ones, and that's the same thing as saying 1, 10, that's just a 10 right over there, and 8 ones, that's just 8. So 18 is the same thing as 10 plus 8. So if we start with 10 monkeys, which is how many we have started with, how many more do we need to get to 18? Well, if you start at 10, you need 8 more to get to 18. And we can verify that visually if we like. So let's see. Let me copy and paste one of these monkeys. Copy. So this is 10. So now let's get to 18. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So how many more did we add? Well, once again, we started with this 10 right over here. Let me box them off. We started with these 10 monkeys. So that's one group of 10 right over there. So we started with the 10, and then we added 8 more monkeys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we started with 10. We added 8 more monkeys. To get to 18. And once again, how did we first think about that? Well, 18 is 110 plus 8 ones, or 10 plus 8.
Beautiful. T numbers. AKA the type of numbers Diddy likes. Let's go. 15.
Let's say that you want to count the days since your last birthday because you just want to know how long it's
Oh, this is not available on YouTube. Interesting.
been. And so one day after your birthday, you put a mark on a wall. Then the next day, you put another mark on the wall. The day after that, you put another mark on the wall. So that day, you say, well, how many days has it been? Well, you can say, look, it's been 1, 2, 3 days. So one way to think about it is this set of symbols right over here represents the number 3. But then you keep going. The 4th day, you put another mark. 5th day, you put another mark. And you keep going like that. Day after day, each day, you add another mark. And this is actually the earliest way, the most basic way of representing numbers. The number is represented by the number of marks. So after a bunch of days, you get here, and you're like, oh, well, how many days has it been? Well, you just recount everything. You say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 days. You say, well, you know, this number representation, it took me a little bit of time to realize that this is 17, but it seems to be working, so you just keep going. Day after day after day after day, you just keep marking off the days on your wall, just essentially counting the days since your last birthday. But at some point you realize every time you want to know how many days it's been, to count it is a little bit painful. And not only that, is this is taking up a lot of space on your wall. You wish that there was an easier way to represent whatever number this is. So first of all, let's just think about what number this actually is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So you wish that there was a better way to represent this number, which we now call 37. And maybe when you were first trying, you might not even called it something called 37. You would just call it this number of days since my birthday. I said, well, look, what if there was an easy way to group the numbers? You know, I have 10 fingers on my hands. What if I were to group them into tens? And then I would say, how many groups of 10 I have, and then how many ones do I have left over? Maybe that would be an easier way to represent this quantity here. And so let's do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's a group of 10 right over there. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is another group of 10 right over here. And then let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is another group of 10 right over there. And then finally, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you don't get a whole group of 10, so you don't circle them. So just by doing this very simple thing, now all of a sudden it's much easier to realize how many days have passed. You don't have to count everything. You just have to say, okay, 1 group of 10, 2 groups of 10, 3 groups of 10. Or you can say 1, 2, 3 tens, and so that's essentially 30. And then I have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so you say, oh, I have 30, and then 7, if you knew to use those words, which we now use. And this is essentially what our number system does using the 10 digits we know of. The 10 digits we know of are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what our number system allows us to do is using only these 10 digits, we can essentially represent any number we want in a very quick way, a very easy way for our brains to understand it. So here, if we want to represent 3 tens, we would have put a 3 in what we would call the tens place. We would put a 3 in the tens place, and then we would put the ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'd put the 7 in the ones place. And so how do you know which place is which? Well, the first...
Oh, this reminds me of that one video about randomness. I don't remember who it's from. I think it's Veritasium. And they're talking about, oh, if you see 37 in the wild, make sure to show us. I'll take a screenshot of this. Found a 37 in the wild, everybody.
Place, starting from the right, the first place is the ones place, and then you go one space to the left of it, you get to the tens place. And as we'll see, you go one more space, you go to the hundreds place, but we'll cover that in a future video. So this essentially tells us the exact same thing. This tells us the exact same thing as this does right over here. This tells us 3 tens. 1, 2, 3. 3 tens. 3 groups of 10, and then another 7 ones. So we could rewrite this. This is equal to 3 tens plus 7 ones.
I think I learned placement value in 2nd grade. I'm sure I did learn it in like 1st grade, but I distinctly remember learning about place value in 2nd grade, and we had to use like number 2 pencils, and the number 2 pencils we used were like the type where it was super difficult to erase. I kind of remember that.
Or another way to think about it, what are 3 tens? Well, if we use the same number system to represent 3 tens, you would write that down as 30, and then 7 ones, once again, if you use our same number system, you would represent that as 7. So these are all different ways of representing 37, and hopefully this allows you to appreciate how neat our number system is. When even a number like 37, as soon as you just write scratches on the wall, it becomes pretty hard to read, and you can imagine when you get to much, much larger numbers, like 1,052, to have to count that many marks every time, but our number system gives us a way of dealing with it.
All right. Oh, shoot. No. I need my points.
What I want to do in this video is think a little bit about what numbers really represent. So let's say someone were to write down the number 25. So what does this really mean? Well, the 5 here, this is in the ones place, so it literally represents 5 ones. And this 2 right over here, this is in the tens place. This is in the tens place. Let me write that down. That's the tens place. That's the ones place. So this represents 2 tens. What do I mean by that? Well, another way to write this is this 2, this represents 2 tens. So let me write that down. This is equal to 2 tens plus 5 ones. Plus 5 ones. Now, what are 2 tens? Well, that's literally, if you can imagine a 10 being a block of 10 things. So you could imagine, if this is a 10 right over here, let me copy and paste this. So copy. So this is going to be the same thing. This is going to be equal to, you have your 2 tens. So 1 10 and 2 tens. So you have your 2 tens. So that's your 2 tens right over there. That really represents 20, plus your 5 ones. Plus your 5 ones. Well, if this is a 1 right over here, and I'm just representing it as kind of one vertical bar, 5 ones are going to look like, we're going to have 1, 2, I think you see where this is going, 3, 4, and 5, And so these are all different ways of representing the same quantity. 25 is 2 tens and 5 ones. This 2 is in the tens place. The 5 is in the ones place. So 2 tens plus 5 ones. So you could view this as 2 groups of 10 plus 5 groups of, or 5 ones right over here. And what is this going to be the same thing as? Well, 2 groups of 10, this is the same thing as 20. And this over here is equal to 5. So once again, all ways to represent 25. You could view this as 2 10s plus 5 1s, or you could view this as 20. Let me write this down. 25. You could view, because this 2 is 2 10s, that represents 20 plus the 5 1s. Plus 5 1s.
I'm curious to see what people say about this. Answer in detail. Probably, yeah, probably because we have 10 fingers. Thanks for making con. Thank you so much. I'll upvote those people. Next up, 42.
What I want to do in this video is take this quantity represented by these, I guess these greenish emerald-looking bars, where each bar represents 1, and try to represent them using the digits that we know, the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to group this into 10s, so I'm going to see how many 10s I have, and then essentially how many 1s that I have left over. So let's try to group this into groups of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, let me actually mess that up. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's one group of 10 right over there. Let me box that off so I know that that is 10. So that's one group of 10. Now let's see if I can get a few more groups of 10 in there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's my second group of 10, right over there. Second group of 10. And now let's see, it looks like I got several more groups of 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's a third group of 10. It looks like I might even really get one more. So that's my third group of 10. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's my fourth group of 10. Fourth group of 10 right over here. So I was able to fit in, at least just this is a 10 right over here. This is another 10 right over here. That's the third 10. And then that's the fourth 10. So we could say that's 10 plus 10 plus 10. Or all of this combined is equal to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 10s. 4 10s. But I'm not done. I'm not done with the number. I still have 1, 2. I have 2 1s left over. So this is a 1. So that's a 1 right over there. And then this is another 1. So that's another 1. So I have 2 1s. So this right over here, that is 2 1s. Remember, each of these little green bars we said represents a 1. So this whole number is what? What's going to be the 4 10s, 1 10, 2 10, 3 10s, 4 10s, plus the 2 1s. So let me write that down. So it is 4 10s plus 2 1s. Well, what is that? Well, if we use the number systems that we're used to representing, we would say, well, look, our number system gives us a way of representing
Quadruply double.
that. Because the first place, this is the ones place. So we just in this blue color. So this is the ones place. So there we use one of the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to say how many ones we have. And we have 2 1s. And then the next place over to the left, that's where we say how many 10s we have. That's where we say how many 10s we have. And we know how many 10s we have. We have 4 10s. So the way that we would represent this in our number system is we would say that this is 4 10s and 2 1s. And we call this right over here, we call this 42. Another way that you could think about this is 4 10s. Well, 4 10s, that's 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. That's going to be 40. So, but once again, we're using our number system to represent this. And then we have 2 1s. And then we have 2 1s. But I like to write it this way just to remind ourselves. This 4, which represents 4 10s, it also represents 40 because 4 10s is 40.
Oh, I got the completion like a few seconds before the video ended, so that was interesting. I'm glad I'm playing these at like 1.75 because, yeah, it was getting pretty tedious. All right, here we go. Exercise time. 7 questions. Let's go. 4 10s is 40. 8 groups of 10. Bouquets, 10 flowers. 5. 4 groups of 10. 10s is 20. 2 groups of 10. 5 jars. So tiny jars. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 92. 36 is 4 10s plus 4 1s. 44 1s. 557. 1, 2, 3, 57. 64. 10 plus 8. Exercise time. Let's go. Plus 2. 39. 62. Interesting. 46 ones, 46, 14, 6. 51, check all that apply. 55. Alright, 26. Ooh, they almost got me. That was a really good distractor. That's 80. 54. There we go. Level 8, let's go.
Most of us are familiar with the equal sign from our earliest days of arithmetic. You might see something like 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Now, a lot of people might think when they see something like this that somehow equal means give me the answer. 1 plus 1 is the problem, equal means give me the answer, and 1 plus 1 is 2. That's not what equal actually means. Equal is actually just trying to compare two quantities. When I write 1 plus 1 equals 2, that literally means that what I have on the left-hand side of the equal sign is the exact same quantity as what I have on the right-hand side of the equal sign. I could have just as easily have written 2 is equal to 1 plus 1. These two things are equal. I could have written 2 is equal to 2. This is a completely true statement. These two things are equal. I could have written 1 plus 1 is equal to 1 plus 1. I could have written 1 plus 1 minus 1 is equal to 3 minus 2. These are both equal quantities. What I have here on the left-hand side, this is 1. 1 plus 1 minus 1 is 1. And this right over here is 1. These are both equal quantities. Now, I will introduce you to other ways of comparing numbers. These are the equal signs when I have the exact same quantity on both sides. Now we'll think about what we can do when we have different quantities on both sides. So let's say I have the number 3 and I have the number 1, and I want to compare them. So clearly, 3 and 1 are not equal. In fact, I can make that statement with a not equal sign. So I could say 3 does not equal 1. But let's say I want to figure out which one is larger and which one is smaller. So if I want to have some symbol where I can compare them, where I can tell, where I can state which of these is larger. And the symbol for doing that is the greater than symbol. The greater than symbol. This literally would be read as 3 is greater than 1. 3 is a larger quantity. And if you have trouble remembering what this means greater than, the larger quantity is on the opening. The larger on the larger, I guess if you could view this as some type of an arrow or like some type of symbol, that this is the bigger side. Here you have this little teeny tiny point, and here you have the big side, so the larger quantity is on the big side. This would literally be read as 3.
I always think about it as a crocodile that wants to eat the bigger number.
3 is greater than, so let me write that down, greater than.
Or it could be a Pac-Man.
3 is greater than 1. And once again, it just doesn't have to be numbers like this. I could write an expression. I could write 1 plus 1 plus 1 is greater than, let's say, well, just 1 right over there. This is making a comparison. But what if we had things the other way around? What if I wanted to make a comparison between 5 and, let's say, 19? So now the greater than symbol wouldn't apply. It's not true that 5 is greater than 19. I could say that 5 is not equal to 19, so I could still make this statement. But what if I wanted to make a statement about which one is larger and which one is smaller? Well, if in plain English, I would want to say 5 is less than 19. So I would want to say, let me write that down. I want to write 5 is less than 19. That's what I want to say. And so we just have to think of a mathematical notation for writing is less than. Well, if this is greater than, it makes complete sense. Let's just swap it around. Let's make, once again, the point towards the smaller quantity, and the big side of the symbol point to the larger quantity. So here, 5 is a smaller quantity, so I'll make the point there, and 19 is a larger quantity, so I'll make it open like this. And so this would be read as 5 is less than 19. 5 is a smaller quantity than 19. I could also write this as, I could write 1 plus 1 is less than 1 plus 1 plus 1. It's just saying that this statement, this quantity, 1 plus 1, is less than 1 plus 1 plus 1.
Let's go. Equal. Equal. Less than. Greater than. Equals. Collected fewer berries, mother. Least to greatest. Less than. Chris. Oh, who has more? Damn it. faster, more push-ups. Miss Garcia's. Damn, only 76? That ain't nothing. Least to greatest. There we go. Oh, we actually gotta read something now. Comparing numbers. When we compare numbers, we can use symbols to show if the first number is greater than, less than, or equal to the second number. Greater than, the symbol for greater than is this thing. 19 is greater than 4, so we can use the greater than symbol and write 19 is greater than 4. Less than. The symbol for less than is this. This thing looks like an L. 23 is less than 80, so we can use the less than symbol and write 23 is less than 80. One way to remember the symbols is that the larger, open side of the symbol should always face the greater number. This is equal to. The symbol for equal to is this equal sign. 35 is equal to 35. So we can use the equal symbol and write 35 equals 35. Practice. Boom. Next question. Practice. Check. Boom. Less than. Less than. There we go. 5 questions only. Let's see. Okay. Less than. Is 8 tens, 9 ones, or 89 ones? Check all that. 5 tens. 5 tens and 1 1. 9 groups of 10. Man, give me my mastery.
Let's think about different ways that we can represent the number 675. 675. So the most obvious way is to just look at the different place values. So the 6 is in the hundreds place. It literally represents 600. So that's 600, the red color, 600. The 7 is in the tens place. It represents 7 tens, or 70. And then the 5 is in the one place. It represents 5. So let me copy and paste this, and then think about how we can regroup the value in the different places to represent this in different ways. So let me copy, and let me paste it, and maybe I'll do it 3 times. So let me do it once, and let me do it one more time. So one thing that we could do is we could regroup from one place to the next. So for example, we could take, if we wanted to, we could take 1 from the hundreds place. Taking 1 from the hundreds place will make this a 5. That's essentially taking 100 away. So this is really making this a 500. And we could give that 100 to, well, we could actually give it to either place, but let's give it to the tens place. So we're going to give 100. We're going to give 100 to the tens place. Now, if you give 100 to the tens place and you already had 70 there, what's it going to be equal to? Well, it's going to be equal to 170. Well, how would we represent that as tens? Well, 170 is 17 tens. So we could just say that 7 becomes 17. Now, we could keep doing that. We could regroup some of this value in the tens place to the ones place. So, for example, we could give 10 from the tens place and give it to the ones place. Let's do that. So let's take 10 away from here. So that becomes 160. This becomes 16. And let's give that 10 to the ones place. Well, what does the ones place now become? Well, 10 plus 5 is 15. So this 5 is now a 15. Let's do another scenario. Let's do something nutty. Let's take 200 from the hundreds place. Take 200 from the hundreds place. So this is going to be now 4. And this is going to become 400. That's what this 4 now represents. And let's give 100. Let's give 100 to the tens place. And let's give another 100 to the ones place. So notice I'm just regrouping that 200s. Those 200s I've taken from the hundreds place, and I'm going to give it to these other places. So now the tens place is going to be 170. We're going to have 170 here, which is 17 tens. So you could say the tens place is now 17. And now the ones place, well, I had 5. Now I'm going to add 100 to it. So it's going to be 105. It's going to be 105. And 105 ones is literally 105. And notice this is 400 plus 17.
I think this is that part of Common Core that starts to throw me off, but I'm glad that I'm looking at this.
Tens, which is 170 plus 105. You add these together, you're still going to get 675. Let's do that again. So let's take, I don't know, let's take all of the hundreds away. Let's take all of the hundreds away. So that goes 0. That goes 0. And let's give 400 to the tens place. So let's give 400 to the tens place. Well, that'll make that 470. Let me do that in that green color. That'll make that 470, which is the same thing as 47 tens. And then I still have 200 to give to the ones place. So let me do that. So I still have 200 to give to the ones place. And so that's going to go from 5 to 205. 5 to 205. Once again, all I've done is I've regrouped the value in the number 675. Any of these still represent 675. You can add these numbers on the right. They all add up to 675.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if I get this. 300s. 10 ones, 10. 10 tens is 100 ones. 8 tens, 800s. I get it. 343. Okay. 48 tens. 89. I get it. Okay. $135. Oh, second grade math. Interesting. Yeah, I knew I learned this shit in second grade. I'm like, why is this in early math? 503. 503. Let's go. 920. 920. 684.
Determine whether 394 is greater than or less than 397. Then write the expression that shows this using either, well, this symbol or that symbol. And this is actually the less than symbol. And we'll think a little bit more about how to remember that. That is the less than symbol, and this is the greater than symbol. Greater than. So first of all, let's just look at the two numbers, 394 and 397. So let me write them down. 394. 394. And the other number is 397. 397. Now, they both have 300, so they're hundreds places equivalent. They both have 90, with that 9 there. But this is 300 plus 90 plus 4. Plus 4. And this is 300 plus 90 plus 7. And we know that 4 is less than 7. If you look on a number line, 4 comes before 7. If you're counting to 7, you're going to pass up 4. So 394 is less than 397. And the way that we write that, we would just write 394 is less than 397. And the way I remember that this means less than.
Ooh, my dog wants to come in. 1 second, guys. What are you doing? Come here. What are you doing right there? Jump up, come here. Come here, brother. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Okay, she doesn't think she can do for us. Oh, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. What are you doing right there? Come here. Good girl. This is good girl. This is good girl. Stay. Alright. I really hope my dog doesn't have to poo right now. But she's in my bed.
Is that
She's allowed to be in my bed.
the smaller number is on the side that has kind of a smaller side. You can imagine this side is much smaller than this side over here. We can also write the other way. We could write 397 is greater than 394. And once again, the bigger number is the side that this little thing is opening onto, or the side that has I guess the bigger side of this symbol right here. This point is the smaller side. This out here is the bigger side. That's where you put the larger number. Greater than, less than.
Let's go. Oh, cute dog. Cute dog. Okay. This is 952. It's definitely bigger. This is equals. Alright, quiz time. Time for a quiz. What 6 hundreds, 6 tens, 674. 756. 756. There we go. There we go. Alright, here we go. Mastery time. 322. 320. Nope. 320. The red airplane has 83 passengers. The blue airplane has 93 passengers. Which airplane has fewer passengers? The red airplane. 7 tens equals 70. If there's 0 hundreds, that means there's 19 tens and 192 ones right here. 64, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 60 and 4. Compare. Let's see. 200s, 200 ones. 3. Equals. Yes, sir. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I noticed that the skills I have, I just need to master one more than the last time in order to level up. That's interesting.
What we want to do in this video is think about what is equal to 8 plus 6. And to help us out, we have 8 blocks shown right over here. And we have another 6 blocks shown in this pink color. So pause this video and see if you could figure it out. So there's a lot of ways to approach it, but one way that I like to do it is, let me see if I can make a group of 10 out of some of these blocks, and then see how many of them are left over. So if I want to make a group of 10, I would use all of these 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I would need 2 more, and I could get those 2 more from this 6 here, and then I would have 1, 2, 3, 4 left over. And to see what that looks like, you can see that we could take all of the 8 and then 2 of the 6 to make a group of 10, and so I set that up as a whole bar. So we know that our answer is going to have 1 10, so this tells us that that is, we write this way, 1 10, and then how many ones? Well, we can see that right over here. We have 4 ones left over. So that is 4 ones. So if we think about place value, that's 1 10 and 4 ones, or 14. We have 10 and another 4, which is the same thing as 14.
I'm really uncomfortable with the way he writes his 4s.
In this video, we want to figure out what is equal to 8 plus 7. And I'm going to give you a little bit of help by drawing what is known as 10 frames. And these are useful because, as you can see, each of these frames have 10 boxes in them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or you can see that it has 5.
Yeah, I did not learn using the 10 frames at all. Well, I kind of did, but they were like one long strip. And then in order for us to practice our addition, we, in 2nd grade, we did something called Mad Minute. So we had to add and subtract a bunch of numbers in like a minute. So yeah, we just memorized, like, we just did, this was all flashcards to us.
5 and then another 5, so a total of 10. So we can represent each of these numbers in their own 10 frame. So we could view this as 8, so we can fill in 8 of these squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's going to be 8 plus 7. So let's fill in 7 of those squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So using this all as a hint, what is equivalent to 8 plus 7? Pause this video and try to think about it. All right, now let's do this together. So the reason why 10 frames are useful is you can think about how many of these circles would you have to move from this 10 frame into this 10 frame on the left in order to fill it up, in order to have 10 right over here. And you can see that we have 2 spaces to fill up. So what if we remove 2 of these yellow circles into this left 10 frame? What would then happen? So I'm going to erase this one and this one. And remember that I didn't lose them. I just have to put them in a different place now. I'm going to put those 2 right over here. So 1 and 2. So notice, I still have the same number of circles. I still have those 7 yellow circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but I just wrote it a little bit differently.
Yeah, I think 10 frames is a good tool too. This is really innovative.
So that 2 of them fill up the left 10 frame. Now this helps us think about what this sum is going to be. Why is that? Because now we filled out all the squares in this left 10 frame. So we know that this left side right over here, this is going to be 10. And now what's left in this right side? Well, on this right side, you can see we filled out half of the 10 frame, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. So 8 plus 7 is the same thing as 10 plus 5, which you might recognize is going to be equal to 15. And you can obviously verify that by counting all these. We have 10 here, and then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. think about what 7 plus 6 is, and I encourage you to pause this video and think about it on your own. So I'm assuming you've given a go at it, so let's think about it. We could view this as 7 objects plus 6 more objects, and then think about how many total objects we had. So for example, we could view it as 7, say, tomatoes. So 1 tomato, 2 tomatoes, 3 tomatoes, 4 tomatoes, 5, 6, and 7. And then to that, we're going to add 6 more objects. And let's say they're blueberries, and we care about the total amount of fruit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 blueberries.
That
Now, how
is
many
going to
total
make
pieces of
one
fruit do I
long
have now?
line.
Well, I started with 7, so that's 7. And so if I keep counting, this is 7, so this is going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So I
13.
now have a total of 13 pieces of fruit. 13 pieces of fruit. Now, what are other ways that we could have thought about this? Well, we could have also done it on a number line. So let's draw ourselves a number line. Put it in. So let's say we have a number. Let me do this in a color that I haven't used yet, actually. So let's say I have a number line. So just like that. And I could start the number line at 7. I could start at 7. And I'm going to add 6 more. I'm going to move 6 more up the number line. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, I could keep going. It's going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And of course, you could keep on going. But 7 plus 6, you could visualize this as starting at 7 and then making 6 jumps up the number line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Either way, we get to 13. Another way to think about it is, well, look, we started with 7. We added 3 to get to 10. And so we have to add another 3, which gets us to 13. And that really goes to the heart of what the number 13 represents. The number 13 has a 1 as its left digit. This digit is in the tens place, so it literally represents 1 10. So it's 1 10 plus 3 ones. And you see that right over here. That when I added the pieces of fruit, this right over here is 1 group of 10. So that's 1 group of 10. And so we had to add 3 to get to that 1 group of 10. And then, so we kind of filled that bucket, and then we had 3 more. So we're left, when you add 7 plus 6, you fill 1 whole group of 10, and then you have 3 ones left over. So this is the 3 ones right over here. So another way you could think about it is 7 plus 6 is the same thing as 10 plus 3, which of course is 13. So this is the same thing. 110 is 10 plus 3 ones, 13. Either way you look at it.
Oops.
Let's try to think about what 8 plus 7 is equal to. And we can imagine that this is like taking 8 tomatoes and adding 7 blueberries and then saying how many pieces of fruit do you have in total. And I encourage you to pause the video and try this out on your own. So I'm assuming you've given it a try. So let's think about it a little bit. And the way I'm going to think about it is I'm going to keep adding tomatoes until I fill up my first bucket of 10, and then I'm going to see how many more I have to add to get to essentially add a total of 7. So let's have 1 tomato, 2 tomatoes, 3 tomatoes, 4 tomatoes, 5 tomatoes, 6 tomatoes, 7, and 8 tomatoes. Now to those 8 tomatoes, I'm going to add 7 blueberries. So that's going to be 1, 2, and actually I'm going to pause there because I just finished a group of 10. This right over here, I've only added 2 of the blueberries. I still have some more blueberries to add, but just with adding those 2 blueberries, I have completed a group of 10. So I already have 10 pieces of fruit. So I can represent that. I know, since I have a group of 10 here, that I have 1 group of 10. So this is going to be a 2-digit number where the digit on the left is going to be a 1. But I'm not done adding blueberries. I've only added 2 blueberries. Now let me add a third, 3 blueberries.
Shit. What the heck happened? Oh my god, I was trying to do something. I was trying to open a new window and then... Oh my god. What the heck? Where'd my window go? Oh no. What happened? Oh, come on. Ooh, I don't know what happened. Oh, I'm level 13 now. Hold on, guys. Oh my gosh. There you go. Woohoo, level 13. Okay, let's go. Uniform.
4 blueberries, 5 blueberries, 6 blueberries, and 7 blueberries. So I have a group of 10, and then above and beyond filling out that group of 10, which is represented here, because this is going to be a 2-digit number, this is the left digit, so this 1, since it's in the tens place, it literally represents one group of 10, which is right over there. And then how many more do I have? Well, I have another 5 ones. 5 ones right over here. So we have 1 10, and we have 5 ones. So what is 8 plus 7? It is 15. And another way, just to remind ourselves what 15 represents. The 1 in 15 represents 1 10. Let me write it down. It represents 1 10, and the 5 represents 5 ones. 5 ones. And so another way of thinking about it, 1 10 is the same thing as 10, and 5 ones is the same thing as 5. So 8 plus 7 is 15. That was the whole point of this video. But we also want to think about what these numbers represent. 15 literally represents 1 10 plus 5 ones, or 10 plus 5.
Okay. Oh, I need to check my stream. Make sure my stream is okay. Oh no. Oh, I have to relog. Shoot. Bear with me. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. I have to relog. What? Did I just get freaking hacked? No way I got hacked. There's no way. Okay, whew. Alright, let's go. Let's generate. Okay, I hope that doesn't mess up the stream. Okay. Oh, wrong account. Just in the wrong account. There we go. Studio. Yeah, live now. Cool. All right. Can I view this? All right, cool. Dang. Oh my gosh. How did I close all my windows like that? That's crazy. Okay, here we go. I can see the chat. Awesome. Live chat. There you go. All right. Exercise time. 15, 14, 13, 18. It's easy. Exercise. Okay, it's just all exercises left for this, which is good. Can I? Shoot. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Nice, level 9.
So we have 3 different shapes. We have stars, we have squares, and we have triangles. And we have a different number of each shape. So we have 5 stars, we have 3 squares, and we have 6 triangles. You don't see them all here. This is just telling us how many of each of these shapes we have. So if we have 5 stars, 3 squares, and 6 triangles, how many total shapes do we have? Well, you're probably saying, maybe I should add these numbers because I'm trying to find the total number of shapes. And if you said that, I would say, you are right. So let's add those numbers. So we want to add 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 6 plus 6. So what is this going to be? Well, what's 5 plus 3? 5 triangles plus 3 squares. Well, 5 plus 3 is 8. So this is going to be 8, and then we still have to add 6. So we're still going to add 6. Now, what's 8 plus 6? Well, you may or may not know this, and if you don't know this, well, you can count things out if you like, but it is a good thing to know just off of the top of your head. So if you don't know it yet, put this in your brain. 8 plus 6 is 14. 8 plus 6 is equal to 14. So 5 plus 3 plus 6 is also equal to 14. Now, one question you might have is, well, does it matter the order that I do this in? Well, let's try it the other way around. Let's try it again. Let's write 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 6 plus 6. Instead of adding the 5 and the 3 first, let's add the 3 and the 6 first. So what is 3 plus 6? Well, that's going to be 9, and we're going to have 5 plus 9. 5 plus 9. Well, once again, if you know that, you'll know it's 14. If you don't know that, that's another good thing to put in your brain and just to know 5 plus 9 is equal to 14. If you don't know that and you don't believe me, take some pebbles out and have 5 pebbles and then 9 more, and then you'll see that when you add them together, you get to 14. But this is just a good thing for you to know in your brain. And you could have done it the other way around. You could have added 5 and 6 first. You got 11 plus 3 would have also been 14. Either way, you have 14 total shapes.
When I was watching that video, I was trying to see when the completion was going to be, or when it would be triggered. And it happened a little after the video ended this time. Easy.
We are told subtract. And they want us to subtract 9 from 17, or to figure out what is equivalent to 17 minus 9. And they give us a hint. They say use
number
the
line
number
is a really
line to
good tool.
solve 17 minus 9. So what's going on over here? So on this number line, we can see 17 right over here. And it looks like they took 9 steps to the left, which makes sense because we are subtracting 9. We're taking 9 away. So pause this video, and using this hint, think about what 17 minus 9 is equal to. All right, well, if we start at 17, as we do right over here, and if we were to take 9 steps back, where do we end up? Well, let's see, 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps, 6 steps, 7 steps, 8 steps, 9 steps. Looks like it gets us to, well, it took us 7 steps back to get to 10. It looks like we took 2 more steps. So this would be 9 right over here, and then this is 8. So it looks like 17 minus 9 is equal to 8. Or another way we could write that is 8 is equal to 17 minus 9. And we're done. Let's see if we can think about what number is equal to 13 minus 4. And to help us think about that, let's look at 13 blocks here. And the way that it's been set up, you can see that 10 have been arranged in this bar over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that makes sense because 13 is 1 10 and 3 ones. 1 10 and 1, 2, 3 ones. So this right over here is a total of 13 blocks. Now, if we're subtracting 4, we're going to take 4 of those blocks away. So let's do that. We'll take away this one. That's 1, 2, 3. And then we'd have to take 1 away and break this group of 10. And so how many do we have left? Well, we can see very clearly we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 left. And so we could write a 9 right over there. Another way to think about it is, if you take away 3, you're just left with this bar of 10, and then you have to take away 1 more, and then you are left with 9. So let's think about what 13 minus 6 is. Pause this video and see if you can figure that out. And as a
7.
little bit of a hint, I will give you these 10 frames where we can try to represent 13. Remember, 13 is going to be, you're going to have 10, and then you're going to have another 3. That's 13. You have a 10, 1 10, and then you have 3. And we essentially want to take away 6. So pause this video and try to do that. All right, so let's just take away 6. So let's take away that one. I took away 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so how much do I have left? Well, let's see. In this 10 frame, I can see that I have a 5, and then 2 more right over here. So 5 and 2 is 7, or we could say 5, 6, 7. And so this is just going to be equal to 7. Let's see if we can compute what 14 minus 2 is, and then figure out what 14 minus 4 is, and then figure out what 14 minus 6 is. And I encourage you to pause this video and try to figure these out before I work through them. So I'm assuming you've given it a try. Now let's think about it. The number 14, just by how it's written, we know that it's going to be one group of 10, that's what this 1 tells us, plus another 4 ones. So let's verify that we have 14 objects down here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we definitely have a group of 10, and we have one group of 10 here. So that's my group of 10. So let me box that off. So I have my group of 10. And then how many ones do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 ones. So this is indeed 14. This 1 that we have right over here, this represents this 10. It's one group of 10. This is one group of 10. Let me write that down. Group of 10. And then we have 4 ones. 4, I guess we could say 4 ones like that. So that is indeed 14. Now let's look at each of these. What is 14 minus 2 going to be? Well, we could take away 2. So take away 1, take away 2. And how many are we left with? Well, we still have our one group of 10. So it's going to be 1, followed by how many ones do we have left over? Well, we have 2 ones. We have 2 ones left over. 1, 2. So we are going to be left with 12. Now what about 14 minus 4? So let me clear this out. Let me clear. Let me do it like this. So if I clear that. So what is 14 minus 4 going to be? So now I'm going to take away 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've essentially taken away all 4 ones. So what am I left with? Well, I still have my one group of 10. And I have 0 ones left over. I have no ones anymore. So now I have 0 ones, and so 14 minus 4 is 10. And that makes sense. 14 is 10 plus 4, and now we're subtracting 4 to get 10. Let me write this down. This is the same thing. 14 is 10 plus 4. 10 plus 4. This is 14, and then we're going to subtract 4. Then we're subtracting 4. So if you have 10 plus 4 minus 4, well, the 4 minus 4 is going to be 0. You're going to be left with 10 plus 0, or just 10. We can do the same thing up here. This is equal to 14 is 10 plus 4. 10 plus 4. And then we subtracted 2. And then we subtracted 2. So what you're going to be left with is 10 plus, what's 4 minus 2? It's 2. So that's what we got right over here. Let me make this very clear. This simplifies to 2. This 2 right over here. This simplifies to 0. This 0 right over here. Now let's do the last one. What is 14 minus 6? Well, we're going to take away 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6. So now we've broken into our group of 10. So this is going to be a 1-digit number. And we are left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is going to be equal to 8. And we're all done.
Exercise time. Let's go. Let's go. Did I just do that? Oh. 6. Finally a quiz. Let's go. Easy. Come on, I want to level up. Let me level up, Khan Academy.
when you first learn math, you see things like 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Or you might see 6 plus 1 is equal to 7. Or you might see 8 minus 2 is equal to 6. And all of these, you might think that the equal sign just says, hey, give me the answer. Figure out what 2 plus 3 is. 2 plus 3, well, the answer is 5. 6 plus 1, the answer is 7. 8 minus 2, the answer is 6. That's not quite right. What the equal sign is saying is that what's on the left side is the same amount, the same quantity as what is on the right-hand side. It's saying that 2 plus 3 is the same thing as 5. And you didn't have to write it this way. You could have written 5 is equal to 2 plus 3. You could write that 3 plus 2 is equal to 2 plus 3. Notice here, we're not figuring out the answer. We're just saying that whatever 3 plus 2 is, that's going to be the same thing as whatever 2 plus 3 is. We know that they both equal 5. You could even mix addition and subtraction. You could write that 6 plus 1 is the same thing, is equal to 8 minus 1. They are the same amount, the same quantity. What is 6 plus 1? Well, that's 7. What's 8 minus 1? Well, that is 7. So the equal sign does not mean just give me the answer or just add the numbers or subtract the numbers. And the equal sign is saying that what's on the left-hand side is the same amount as what's on the right-hand side. So with that in our brain, let's write some statements using equal signs, some equations you could even say, using equal signs, and figure out which of them are actually true. So if I were to write down, I won't even read it out because it might give it away. If I were to write down this, is this true? Well, the number on the left here is 18. The number on the left is 18. The number on the right is a different number. It is 81. It is 81. They swapped, or we swapped, the 1 and the 8. They're in different places. This is a different number. This is 81. These are not equal. These are not equal. So this statement is not true. And sometimes you might even see someone do something like this. That means not equal. 18 is not equal to 81. Let's keep going. What if I were to write 9 minus 3 plus 2 minus 0 is equal to 0 plus 1 minus 1 plus 8. Is this true? Well, let's figure out what the left-hand side is. See, 9 minus 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8, minus 0 is 8. So this, if I were to compute it, that's equal to 8. And then on the right-hand side, I have 0 plus 1 minus 1. Well, 1 minus 1 is 0, so this is all going to be 8. So this is true. 8 equals 8. This is another way of writing 8. 9 minus 3 plus 2 minus 0. This is 8, and this is also 8. So once again, the equal sign is just saying that this, what we have on the left, is the same as what we have on the right. Let's do another example. Let's do 2 more examples. If I were to write this, is this true? Well, you might be tempted, hey, if I put a 1 and a 0 together, it's going to look like a 10, but this is not how we do mathematics. This is not how we add things. 1 plus 0 is just 1. So this would be the same thing as saying that 10 is equal to 1, which we know is not true. So this is not equal. This is not equal. Let's do one more. Let's say I had 7 plus 1 is equal to 3 plus 4. Is this equation true? Well, what do we have on the left? 7 plus 1 is 8. 3 plus 4 is 7. These are not the same quantity. They're not the same amount. So these are not equal. And we're done.
Find the true equation.
Let's say someone walks up to you on the street and says, quick, 73 plus blank is equal to 57. What would blank be? Well, there's a couple of ways to think about it. Blank is essentially what you have to add to 57 to get to 73. It's the difference between 57 and 73.
16.
And so you could think about it as, well, let me start with 57. This is actually how I would do it in my head. I would start with 57, and I would add numbers that get me to nice round numbers until I get to 73. So I'd start with 57. I would say, let's see, I could get to 60 pretty easily by adding 3. So that's going to get me to 60. And from 60 to 73, well, I can imagine I'm going to add 13. That's easy for my brain to compute. Or I could say I'm going to add 10 to get to 70, and then I could add another 3. But my brain can say 60 plus 13, yeah, that's going to be 73. So now this whole thing is 73. So what did I add to 57 to actually bridge the gap? I added 3 plus 13. So I added 16. So 16 plus 57 is equal to 73. Now there's other ways that you could try to tackle it. You could say, look, this blank is the difference between 73 and 57. So you could write this as 73 minus 57 minus 57 is equal to blank. Is equal to blank. And this would get you the same value. It would get you 16. And there's multiple ways to compute this, but this is the way that I would actually try to tackle this in my brain. Let's do a few more examples. This is strangely fun. So let's say that another person walks up to you on the street and says, quick, 94 minus blank. 94 minus blank is equal to 57. Let me write this in that color. Is equal to 57. So this is saying, what do I have to subtract from 94 to get to 57? Well, I could do it in a similar way. I'm subtracting this time, where I could keep subtracting numbers that make the math easy in my head until I get to 57. This is actually how I would do it in my head. I would start at 94, and then I would subtract 4 to get to 90. That's 90 right over there. And let's see, then I could subtract 20 to get to 60. I don't want to get lower than 57. So I'm going to subtract 20. 90 minus 20. Oh, sorry, I could subtract 30 to get to 60. So I could subtract 30 now. So 90 minus 30, this is going to be equal to 60. And then to go from 60 to 57, pretty straightforward. I just have to subtract another 3. 60 minus 3, this is going to be 57. So how much did I subtract? I subtracted 4, 30, and 3.
Oh,
so let's see. I subtracted
37.
34.
Damn, why did I say 34?
I subtracted 37. And just like that.
Oh, shoot. Wild 37. Wild 37. Let's go.
57. So you could have thought about it. Well, if I start at 57, what do I have to add? What do I have to add to get to 94? To get to 94, and you could have tackled it exactly the way that we did the last problem, where you could add 3, and then I'm going to have to add 30. If I add 3, I get to 60. Then if I add 30, I get to 90, and then if I add another 4, I get to 94. So I added 37. So I added 37. Now there are clearly other ways to do this, especially if you have paper around. But this is actually how my brain would tackle it if someone walked up to me in the street and asked me to solve these problems. Now let's do one more. Let's do one more of these. Let's see where I have clear space. So let's say that someone asks, you have 36 is equal to blank minus 41. Blank minus 41. So the way I think about this is they're saying that 36 is the difference between blank and 41. Or another way to think about it is 36 plus 41. 36 plus 41 plus 41 is going to be equal to blank. Is going to be equal to blank. You could draw this on a number line. If these two statements being the same doesn't make full sense, we do a number line right over here. And then they're saying, okay, we're going to start at some mystery number. We're starting at some mystery number. That's our blank. We're going to subtract 41. We're subtracting 41. So we're subtracting 41, and we're getting to 36. And we're getting to 36. So this is the exact same thing, saying if we start at 36, and if we were to add 41, we get back to a blank right over here. So what's 36 plus 41? Well, we could add our let's add our ones first. So we have 6 ones plus 1 1, that is 7 ones, and then we have 3 tens plus 4 tens, which is 7 tens, 77. So this is 77, and we're done.
There we go. Okay. Quiz time. Let's go. Choose one answer.
"14 superheroes met on the moon for a top-secret gathering. Fascinating. 3 of them turned out to be evil villains in disguise, though. How many were real superheroes?
11.
Real superheroes. So pause this video and see if you can figure this out. Now you've had your try. Let's work on it together. So 14 superheroes met on the moon. So let's write that down. 14 met on the moon. We'll circle around it like that. So 14 met on the moon. Now of that 14, they tell us that 3 of them turned out to be evil villains in disguise. So 3 of them are evil villains. So of the 14, we're either dealing with the 3 evil villains or we're dealing with real superheroes. One way to think about it is the 14 are made up of evil villains or real superheroes. So this question mark right over here, this is the real superheroes. This is what we need to figure out. And so this relationship could be written in different ways. You could write that the 3 villains plus the question mark real superheroes is going to be equal to the total number of characters that met on the moon. Or you could say, well, if 3 plus question mark is 14, well then 14 minus 3 is going to be equal to question mark. And you see it right over here. The 14 is made up of 3 and question mark. So if you take 14 minus 3, you're just going to be left with the number of real superheroes. So what's 14 minus 3? Well, there's several ways you could do this, but one way is, let's see, 14 minus 1 is going to be 13, 14 minus 2 is 12, 14 minus 3 is 11. So we have 11 is equal to question mark, or question mark is equal to 11. There are 11 real superheroes. Now let's do one more. We found many sea monsters in the nearby lake. 9 of them have stripes. 5 of them have spots. How many sea monsters are in the lake? So what are they telling us? So how many sea monsters in the lake? This is the total number of sea monsters. This is what we're trying to figure out. The total number of sea monsters. That's how many sea monsters are in the lake. And they tell us that 9 of them have stripes. 9 of them have stripes, and 5 of them have spots. So all the sea monsters are going to be the 9 that have stripes plus the 5 that have spots. So we could write 9 plus 5 is equal to question mark. And so what is 9 plus 5? Well, you might have
14.
Memorized already. That is 14. Or if you don't, you could say, well, let's see. 9 plus 1 is going to be 10. 9 plus 2 is 11. 9 plus 3 is 12. 9 plus 4 is 13. 9 plus 5 is 14. Okay, 14 is equal to question mark. Or how many sea monsters are in the lake? 14.
Saw 8 squirrels in the tree and 5 squirrels running through the grass. 13. This one. 20 monkeys were swinging in the trees. 5 of them left to find some bananas. It's a lot of swinging. Oh, shit. 10. Jade added 9 marshmallows to some hot chocolate. Hunter added 7 marshmallows. 16. Bonus question. Let's go. Ivy and Joe got dressed to go outside to play in the snow. They put 5 layers of clothing. Write a number sentence to show how many layers of clothing Ivy and Joe were wearing all together. There we go.
There were some gorillas lifting weights in the gym. Then 3 more gorillas came and started running. Now 17 gorillas are in the gym. How many gorillas were lifting weights? So that's the number of gorillas that were originally in the gym, the gorillas lifting weights. So how many gorillas were lifting weights? And they have this diagram for us. So what is this diagram telling us? How many squares are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 squares. So this 17, this is how many gorillas there are now in the gym. So this is the 17 right over here. How many gorillas there are now in the gym? How many gorillas there are now in the gym? That's the 17. Now there were some gorillas in the gym. 3 more came and started running. So maybe these are the 3 that came in and started running. So 1, 2, 3. So how many were there to begin with? How many were there lifting weights? So all the rest of these must have been there lifting weights. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 gorillas were lifting weights. That's the ones where I wrote the numbers in this purplish color. Then 3 more came in and started running, and now there are 17. And you see the 17 blocks. How many gorillas were lifting weights to begin with? Well, that's the 14. That is the 14. And there's other ways that you could have done this. You could have said, okay, there were some number of gorillas that were lifting weights in the gym. Now 3 more gorillas walk in. 3 more gorillas walk in, and now they're now going to be 17 gorillas. So you could say, okay, something plus 3 is 17, or you could say 17 minus 3, minus the 3 that walked in. Well, that's going to give you how many you originally had. And either way you think about it, you are going to get to 14. 17 minus 3, you could view that as well. This 17 is 1 10 and 7 ones, so you take away 3 ones. 7 minus 3 is 4, so 17 minus 3 is going to be 14. Let's do another one of these, and this is more of what you might see on Khan Academy, and it's good to just know what they're asking for. So this says, I bought a bag of 13 mini chocolate chip cookies. My sister ate some of them, and I was left with 8 cookies. How many cookies did my sister eat? So I had a bag of 13 cookies. My sister ate some of them, so those cookies are going away. So I'm going to subtract those cookies. So my sister ate some of them, so that's the question mark. How many cookies did my sister eat? She ate some of them, and then I was left with 8 cookies. So 13 minus something is equal to 8. Or you could do this as, if you want to solve for the something, you could say that 13, and some of you might just say, okay, I know 13 minus 5 is equal to 8, so you know that the question mark is equal to 5. Or you could say that 13 minus 8 is equal to question mark. Or you could even say, well, if I was left with 8 cookies, you could say if I was left with 8 cookies and my sister ate some of them, so this is what I left with, plus the ones that my sister ate, that must be how many cookies I originally had. That must be the number of cookies I originally had. So any way you do it, you get your question mark is equal to 5. Sister ate 5 cookies. Now they ask us which choices can help you solve the problem. Well, all of these, so now we know the question mark is 5. We know that 13 minus 5 is equal to 8. So let me write that down. We know that, actually, let me just replace this. With a 5. So 13 minus 5 is equal to 8. Well, that's a true statement. That's describing what just happened here. So this could help me. Or actually, not that one. That's 13 plus 5. 13 minus 5 equaling 8. That's this right over here. And that is a useful thing to know because, look, if I started with 13 cookies, my sister ate 5 of them, I'd be left with 8. Now, what about this one over here? 13 minus 8. Well, we know this would be equal to 5 now. They don't have a 13 minus 8 equals 5, so we don't have to select that. And then here, we now know question mark is 5. So 8 plus 5 is 13. 8 plus 5 is 13. That's useful too. Because we know 8 plus 5 is 13. Then we know what I'm left with, plus what my sister ate is 5, is going to be the 13 that I started with. 13 plus 5 equals 18. Not so useful. 18 has nothing to do with the problem. They weren't, somehow, it's not like my sister somehow baked 5 more cookies and added them, and now I'm left with 18 cookies. I'm left with 8 cookies now. And so I didn't add the 5. She ate those cookies. So I would subtract them.
Kira saw some spaceships in the sky, then saw 6 more. In total, she saw 12 spaceships. 6. 15 spins. You spin to the right 8 times. 5. 14 teddy bears. 6. 2. 20 apples. Quidditch. Okay. I think this will be the last unit I do, and then I'll sign off. I'm getting a little tired.
So they tell us that Alexander has 9 marbles, Emily has 5 marbles. And then we're asked, how many more marbles does Alexander have than Emily? So pause the video and try to see if you could figure this out. Now let's work this out together. So let's just draw it out. Alexander has 9 marbles. So we could draw his marbles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Emily has 5 marbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many more marbles does Alexander have than Emily? Well, we can see it in this picture right over here. Alexander, these are all the, so this is up until this point, this is the same number that Alexander has as Emily. And then Alexander has, we see it right over here. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 more marbles. Now what's another way that we could have thought about it? Well, Alexander has 9 marbles. And if you were to subtract the number of marbles Emily has, that's how much more marbles Alexander has. That's how much more 9 is than 5. So you could have said 9 minus 5 is equal to the 4 marbles. That's how much more marbles Alexander has than Emily. Let's do another one of these. Noah was mailing 2 letters. The heavier letter had 8 stamps. The lighter letter had 5 fewer stamps. How many stamps did the lighter letter have? So once again, try to pause this video and see if you can figure it out on your own. So the heavier letter, it's always useful to just, well, what are they telling us? So they're saying, just write down whatever information they give us. So the heavier letter has 8 stamps. The lighter letter has 5 fewer stamps. So do we know how many the lighter letter has? Well, not immediately. That's what they're actually asking us. How many stamps did the lighter letter have? But it's 5 fewer. 5 fewer than what? 5 fewer than 8 stamps. And so we could write that. We have 8 stamps, and we want to go 5 fewer than that. 5 fewer. Well, that's going to be 8 minus 5. This is 5 fewer than 8, which is going to be equal to 3. The lighter letter has 3 stamps. Now, another way you could have thought about it, the heavier letter had 8 stamps. Let's try 8 stamps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's how much the heavier letter had. The lighter letter had 5 fewer stamps. Let's take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what are you going to be left with? Well, you're going to be left with these 3 stamps right over here. This is how many stamps the lighter letter had.
The lighter letter had. So, 12. How many fewer? Oops. I have to really read these actually. Shoot. Okay. 6 fewer. 7 marble for 8 seconds. Marble for 2. Alex, how many fewer pencils? Oh. Refresh. Carlos reads chapter 4 in 4 minutes, which is 3 less. There we go.
Leah has 9 roly-polies. Let's write that down. Leah has 9 roly-polies in her bug house. She has one more. She has one more than Dingane is, I think, how I would say that name. How many roly-polies does Dingane have?
8.
So that's what we need to figure out. So we need to figure out how many roly-polies does Dingane have. So this right over here is our question mark. Now, it's always good when you look at a word problem like this to say, okay, will Dingane have more or less than Leah? Well, it says she, Leah, has one more than Dingane. So Leah is going to have more. And how much more? One more. So Dingane is going to have one less than Leah. If Leah has one more than Dingane has one less than Leah. So how do we write one less? Well, we could just subtract 1. So this right over here, this is 1 less. 1 less. This is saying that Dingane has 1 less than Leah. So how much does Dingane have? Well, he's going to have 8 roly-polies. 8 roly-polies. Now, another way you could have done it, you could have drawn Leah's roly-polies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that would have been them rolled up. And you said, okay, that's 1 more than Dingane, so Dingane has 1 less than this. So 1 less than this, you just take away 1 of these, and you're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're left with these right over there. Let's do 1 more of these. Whoops. All right, let's do 1 more. So they tell us the mass of a small box is 7 grams less than the large box. The mass of the small box is 6 grams. So let's write that. They tell us the small box, small box, it has a mass of 6 grams. And we need to figure out what is the mass what is the mass of the large box? Large box. This is what we need to figure out. So this is a question mark. Now, like we did in the last problem, is a large box going to have a larger mass or a smaller mass? And we shouldn't just look at the names of the box. We should look at what they tell us. They tell us that the mass of the small box is 7 grams less than the large box. So this, the small box, is 7 grams less than the large box. And that's another way of saying that the large box is 7 grams more than the small box. So another way to say 7 grams more, the small box is 6 grams plus 7 grams. That's 7 grams more. That's going to equal the mass of the large box. So what's the mass of the large box?
13.
Well, 6 plus 7 is 13. 6 plus 7 is 13. And we're done.
Nice. 850 energy. Designer poison because she has one more than Dawn. Just 8. She swam 6 fewer laps in the air. A group of witches flew around the city. 5 of them had landed. There were 12 in the sky. Oh wait. 5 of them landed, and there were 12 left in the sky. Fox and squirrel going down slides. Fox chose a long slide, which is 8 meters long. The long slide is 2 meters longer than the short slide. How long is the short slide? 6. Hunter found 3 fewer eggs than his sister Vera. Hunter found 4 eggs. How many did sister find? Some hunters' trucks were really racy and rally. 2 crashed and only 4 finished the race. How many trucks started? Farmer Brown is not quite sure his horses keep disappearing. He had 11 horses yesterday. He had 3 more horses yesterday than he does today. Oh shit. 8. Fuck. Try again. That's sad. The Rockers made a CD with 9 songs on it. Their CD had 60 views. Dustin Beamer? Oh my god. Eight hopped away. Now there are 5 bunnies in the field. And is packing some art supplies. She's doing a long car trip. She has 7 more crayons than colored pencils. Or 6 more crayons than colored pencils. 8. Has, which is 3 less. Group of circus has made a pyramid. 3 bears fell off the top, leaving 3 on the bottom. Six. Harry was driving through town and saw 9 red traffic lights. He saw 2 more red traffic lights than green ones. There we go. How do you exit? How you seriously last Sunday? 6 monkeys. Nice. Quiz time. Let's do a quiz. Have you went to the zoo today and saw 16 monkeys? That's 3 fewer than you saw last Saturday. From his boat, Stan saw 6 whales and 2 sharks. Which picture shows how many animals Stan saw? 6 whales, 2 sharks. I put 20 bubbles. My brother popped some of them. There are 5 bubbles left. There's a group of unicorns stalking in a field. 9 of them ran away. Oh, 7 of them ran away. 9 of them were left. Dang, that's a lot of unicorns. There are 5 birds sitting on a tree branch. 2 are robins and the rest are blue jays. Plus 3. Plus 3. Nice. Okay, yeah, I kind of want to finish this.
What we're going to do in
Let's
this
try
video
to
is think about
finish
how
this
many
unit,
blocks we have
guys.
here. Instead of just counting them, we're going to think about it using addition. So how do we do that? Well, we have 3 rows here. 1, 2, 3 rows. And each of these rows, we can see very clearly, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. Same thing here in that second row. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. Same thing here in this third row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one way to think about the number of blocks we have is we have 5 in this first row, so that would be 5, plus 5 in the second row, that's another 5, plus 5 in this third row, plus 5, just like that. So if you want to know how many blocks, it would be the same thing as 5 plus 5 plus 5. Now I know what some of y'all are thinking. Instead of just thinking about them in terms of rows, what if we thought about them in terms of columns? So here we said we have 5 plus 5 plus 5 blocks, but we could also think about it as we have 5 columns, and each of those columns have 3 blocks. So that's my first column, this is my second column, this is my third column, this is my fourth column, y'all get the picture, this is my fifth column, and each of them have 1, 2, 3 blocks. So this is going to be 3 plus 3 from the second row column, I should say, plus 3 from the third column, plus 3 from the fourth column, plus 3 from the fifth column. So that's interesting. This number of blocks could also be represented as 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which we saw is actually the same thing as 5 plus 5 plus 5.
All right, let's do this. Two. It's 10. Which choices describe the number of flowers? 3 plus 3, 2 plus 2 plus 2. Jimmy shows 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. That's 5 times. How do you get less energy points doing the quiz than you get from watching a video? That doesn't make sense.
Lulu was packing for a trip. She put her clothes inside of her suitcase in 2 rows with 5 shirts in each row. So I guess what they're drawing here is this is her open suitcase, and each of these squares is a shirt. And you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shirts in the first row, and then another 5 shirts in the second row. And then they ask us which expression, or I guess we say expressions, could we use to find the total number of shirts Lulu packed. And so pause this video and think about which of these expressions could we use to find the total number of shirts. And I'll give you a hint, it could be more than one of these. All right, now let's work through this together. So before I even look at these choices, I can look up here and say, okay, I have 5 in that first row, and then I have 5 in the second row, so I have 2 groups of 5. So I could do this as 5 plus 5 total shirts. And you can see that's this choice right over here. Now, are there other ways to view this? Instead of viewing it as 2 groups of 5, what if we view it as 5 groups of 2? That's 1 group of 2, that's another group of 2, a third group of 2, a fourth group of 2, and a fifth group of 2. So you could view it as these 2 plus these 2 plus these 2 plus these 2 plus these 2. 5 groups of 2s. Or you could say 5 2s, which we have right over here. We have 5 2s, and we're adding them all together. So I like this choice as well.
For sure, Sal. Ooh, if I didn't get it. Oh, man.
There are 4 seasons each year. Raphael gets a haircut 2 times each season. One at Arlo's barbershop, and the other at Awesome Snips. Which choices represent the number of haircuts Raphael will get this year? And they've even made a little diagram for us right over here. So they tell us there's 4 seasons in the year: spring, summer, autumn, winter. And then each season, Raphael gets 2 haircuts. He gets one at Arlo's and one at Awesome Snips. So in spring, this is the one that he gets at Arlo's. This is the one that he gets at Awesome Snips. At summer, this is the one he gets at Arlo's. This is the one that he gets at Awesome Snips. Autumn, this is the one he gets at Arlo's. This is the one at Awesome Snips. At winter, this is the one at Arlo's. This is the one at Awesome Snips. So they ask us, which choices represent the number of haircuts Raphael will get this year? Well, one way to think about it is, in spring, he will get 2 haircuts. Then in summer, he's going to get another 2 haircuts. In autumn, he's going to get another 2 haircuts. And then in winter, he's going to get another 2 haircuts. So he's going to get 2 in spring, plus 2 in summer, plus 2 in autumn, plus 2 in winter, which is going to be equal to 8 haircuts. So which of these represent 8? Let's see. 2 plus 2, that's not 8. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, that's not 8. That's 16. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus 4 is 12. Plus 4 is 16. That's not 8. 4 plus 4, that is equal to 8. That is the number of haircuts Raphael is going to get this year. So we can check that one. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, that's exactly what we wrote here, and it is 8. So that is equal to the number of haircuts he's going to get this year. And then 2 plus 4, well, that's not equal to 8. That's 6. So that's not right. So these are the 2 that represent the number of haircuts Raphael will get this year.
Nice. Okay, let's go. Squirrel was preparing for winter. She arranged her acorns by putting them in 2 rows with 4 acorns in each row. 2 rows. Which image shows how the squirrel arranged her acorns. To bake some cookies, put 2. 6. Notice organize your marbles. She put 4 of them in a row. With 1 marble in each row. Oh, unit test. Here we go. 13 questions. Peter the peacock had 17 beautiful feathers. 9 fell out. How many feathers are left in Peter's tail? 8. Find the true equation. King gave Ron 6 gold coins. He gave 3 Polly 3 fewer. He gave Ron. Oh shit. I don't know why I thought that. How much money would you need to buy a goldfish, a fish tank, and food? There are 4 more books on top shelf. How many books are on the bottom shelf below? 3. Easton is organizing his bag collection. He put the bugs in 5 rows with 2 bugs for each. 10. Yeah, this is like introduction to multiplication now. 11. Ooh, yeah. Course mastery 38%. Let's go. Okay. Unit 5. One, 14. Oh my god. Oh, that's China. Dude. Dude, you stop freaking rushing through this shit. Yeah, gotta just take my time. AJ bought some magic beans from the store. He dropped 2 on his way. 10. Subtract. I read 2 books on Monday, 2 books today, 1 book today. How many books have I read so far this week? 5 books. 13. Yes, sir. Okay, I think that's it. I want to check my levels now. Ooh, level 14. Here we go. All right. Getting there, guys. Getting there. What is this? What is this? 128,588. I'm not. Okay, hold on. Energy points. $4 years ago. Oh man. Let me see what I got. Because I want to see what badges I. Badge counts. Let's see. Shouldn't have gotten this one. Oh no. Oh, you get donation. Okay. Nice streak. Interesting. Alright, we gotta get this black hole. 4,950 skills. I have 9 skills right now. So, okay. So, yeah, that was today's stream. Math skills on Khan Academy. I kind of wanted to do a stream like this for the upcoming afternoon, but we'll see. This was quite easy to do, but yeah, I still got some wrong, unfortunately. So I don't know what I was thinking when I got those things wrong. I just like read the question too fast, or just wasn't thinking at all. So yeah, thanks for joining me and watching this video feed playback. Take care.